All right, good morning. It is 7:07 a.m. It is April 1st, 2024. And unfortunately, this is not a colossal joke that the state continues to engage in. This is actually serious behavior that a government is engaging in, and it is an admission at this point. This is a pattern of conduct, and as you witnessed yesterday, this is the same pattern. These are closed blinds. This is what is engineered light, as I can hold up my arm standing by the closed blinds. This is why you engage in what is maintaining constructive presence. This is criminal. It's an ongoing admission against the people of the state. And it's malicious with regard to what is a demonic system serving for criminal monitoring by a government. This is group stalking, which is a criminal system based on the fact that the government doesn't have a right to place you under surveillance. The government is also going to be prosecuted as a sex offender while they are engaging in what is the direct evidence of criminal surveillance inside of the private space. This is also documentation of what is a molestation as I'm walking inside of my private space and you have what is not natural light occurring inside for a criminal purpose. It's an unlawful touching, which by the way is also occurring in the entirety of the environment, which is direct evidence against the people of the state of California who are group stalking. Group stalking is demonic activity as well, so it's going for what is, the people of the state shall be prosecuted, the state of California shall be prosecuted as engaging in what is a sex offense and also what is terrorism, while a government practices satanic ritualistic methods of targeting someone in violation of their constitutional and human rights. What you're looking at 7:09 a.m. In direct contravention of nature, common sense, and science is the ongoing pattern of conduct. You saw, and we can point this out in multiple ways, not only have you seen more than one point of evidence with regard to the sun rising while I am remaining at the exact same time, by the way, of what is, I want you to see something really quick. This is a demon that is using their vehicle crossing path on one of the side streets. That's a demon that's monitoring, if you can see that. Right over here, the demons stalking the path in the specific environment with light. They are in the street in relevant position, that is. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that's monitoring. They're driving all around. When you see them, they're under what is not possibly the sun. While at the same time, I'm going to continue with my point at 7:11 a.m. I'm at 435 South Bonneview, and at 7:09 a.m. I was there before 7 when I started capturing video, because that was the point why I went to Mercy House at 435 South Bonneview, because I was documenting Mercy House, which represents the people of the state that are maintaining a specific environment, just like you see here, because the sun is not rising over 435 South Bonneview in perfect alignment with me. And also rising over the hillside while I'm in Los Angeles at 1806 North Alvarado Street, apartment number 6 on the 3rd floor, and creating this light activity, which is the documentation for what's going to be a sex offense. A stalker doesn't have any right to touch any part of your person in the same way that you wouldn't give any other stalker the consent to touch you. This is serving a criminal system, and they're going to be prosecuted. The state of California, which is a sex offender, aiming engineered light in the entirety of my apartment. The demonic engage in what is a malicious and unintelligent form of what's supposed to be sunlight, but then you see, just like you saw vividly demonstrated yesterday, you also have what is engineered light that has nothing to do with this illusion that this is the sun and that's sunlight. And that's why you saw engineered light on my ceiling yesterday in the living room, just like you've seen engineered light on this ceiling in here. The entity is engaging in what is creating engineered light, which my apartment is filled with for a criminal purpose of keeping me under surveillance. That's a perpetual sex offense that I'm subject to, while the government insists on showing, by the way, their demon possession and their ongoing criminal obsession. It's criminal because it's the government. All right, and the people of the state that live in relevant position, all of them are being documented, and they exhibit that same criminal obsession, and that is the documentation of terrorism. All right, you're witnessing group stalking while the specific environment is maintained, and the entity is group stalking in commercial airline planes. Just as you've seen in on the body of evidence, this is what Alaska Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Delta Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Amazon Prime, FedEx, UPS, using their commercial planes, engaging in the identical pattern of conduct, because there is no sun that's rising over 435 South Bonneview, like you see in those videos, while they are pacing over me at that light source, while that light source is doing the same thing you see here, which is not occurring at the same time. It's group stalking in a commercial airline plane, and that's why the federal government is also going to engage in what is revoking licensure and creating another federal basis upon which you can limit the ability to obtain a license to fly a plane or helicopter, because the state is engaging in what is group stalking, which is terrorism and a sexual violence by a state in concert with the people, because they're using planes and helicopters. That's what you see the demon-possessed agency, the Los Angeles Police Department, engaging in the specific environment. So it's currently 7:12 a.m. Another basis for understanding the P.O.C. Is because the sun, like you see, like I pointed out yesterday, you see it rising in alignment to my apartment in the morning, and it was setting in alignment to my apartment yesterday evening, while you saw the engineered light through these same blinds that were closed on my bedroom wall, and also then reaching even deeper into my bedroom into the closet, and real-time vacillation of that light. This is all that's relevant for terrorism that the government's going to be prosecuted for. And the government represents everybody that lives here at Alvarado Gardens. And it's the direct evidence against everybody that lives here at Alvarado Gardens, by the way, all of whom are going to federal prison, while I show the ongoing sex offense and terrorism that I'm subject to. This is an unlawful threat to your life. This is the intent to engage in, posing an impermissible threat and independent grounds of federal prison. I want to make sure all of this is what's being captured while I'm showing you what is not possibly the natural environment, which is serving a criminal system. In addition, while the light source is supposedly rising here, which is within a body of evidence serving for what's not the natural environment, which is within a pattern of conduct, while the people of the state are group stalking in concert with the government through demonic methods, the entity is engaging in what is the maintenance of the light source while I'm in Upland, California. I'll upload another example, a vivid illustration for you. While you see it here, and it's going to remain here, and it remains here. By here, I mean at the property of Alvarado Gardens over my head for the duration of the day. The sun is not over at any time, going to be over Upland, the McDonald's at the intersection of Foothill Boulevard and Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. Contrary to what you see in the video documentation, which I will upload to the Compare the P.O.C. folder today for April 1st, 2024, we're at 7:51 a.m. It's 7:14 a.m. and the entity is going to leave this light source just like you've already seen. I already have video at 7:51 a.m. of the light source being here. And this is exactly where the light source is going to remain. The entity is engaging in cycling engineered light, which is to its own demise, but that foolish conduct is going to be used against it and the people of the state in federal court. There is no sun that's over McDonald's hovering in its zenith, which, by the way, inside of the McDonald's, they're engaging in what is the ongoing terrorism that you see occurring inside of Starbucks. That engineered light, dynamic light flashing all over, which is a sex offense and terrorism, while companies that you support and that you are not yet aware of, but you will be made aware of, especially as you witness the civil and criminal prosecution of such third parties, facilitating the criminal system of federal group stalking and monitoring, while they're engaging in an act of terrorism with flashing dynamic directed light inside of that venue, while the people of the state, faceless, third parties, you don't need to know their name. I don't need to know any of their name. They're being prosecuted while I document the entity. There is no sun that's rising over the McDonald's in Upland, California, while it's rising right here, you see in real time, in alignment to my apartment, and also setting in alignment to my apartment, which happens to be in Los Angeles. We're not sharing the same light source. It's not the same sky space. There would be no sun in through my living room window and no sunlight inside of my apartment. But you also know that this is not even sunlight. It has nothing to do with the placement of the light source. This is the malice of the demon-possessed who are surrounding the target individual with a specific environment for a criminal purpose. And everything that they do with this light is going to be prosecuted. So you touch with this engineered light, you're going to be prosecuted as a sex offender that you are. You invade with this criminal light into the private space, you're going to be prosecuted as a sex offender and specifically engaging in what is stalking through light, which is terrorism. This is what demons do. That's what group stalking is. Understand that. And that's the purpose for it. It is the direct evidence that's going to be used against the people. It's currently 7:15 a.m. This is P.O.C. Understand this engineered light is not only inside of my apartment, but it covers the grounds. And this is removing for you what is the illusion, all right, that you are attaching to. You think you see the sun and then you automatically relate, oh, well, that's sunlight. No, it's not. It's a specific environment. There will be no sun on this no sunlight on this ground, this concrete down here. If that's the sun, as I will show you again on video at 7:51 a.m. in Upland, California, while demons are pacing all around my apartment, monitoring my communication device in real time, listening to every syllable that I utter, also maintaining real-time awareness when I pull my panties down. That's why they're going to be prosecuted as the sex offenders that they are. And this malicious system is fully exposed. And we'll say directed light, okay? Literally, it is currently 7:16 a.m. and this is P.O.C.